Building your primary product list. In this lesson you're going to learn how to build your list of primary products. Building your hot opportunity list is a three-step process. First, find your primary products. Second, find your competing products for each of your primary products. And third, narrow your list down to your three best opportunities. We are going to split this into 3 lessons. However, once you get comfortable, you can do it all at the same time. Remember, patience is the key. This is a time-consuming and sometimes frustrating process. You must remain patient and stick to the process. It might take you multiple attempts to build your list, but this is completely normal, so do not get disheartened. The more you do this, the faster and easier you will find it. So here we are at Amazon.com, and the process I'm going to walk you through is the same if you're searching in the UK or in Germany. But make sure you've got the correct BSR ranges open. And as I just brought them up, before we start this, make sure you've got your BSR range list open. I strongly recommend you print it, and the same for the products to avoid. And also make sure your DS Amazon QuickView Extended app is switched on. And one last thing before we start, always make sure you're not logged into your Amazon account, either your Seller Central account or your Amazon shopping account. So as you can see here, it's asking me to sign in because I'm not already signed in. Being logged into either of those accounts can skew your results, not always, but they can. So it's always best to make sure you're not signed in to Amazon or Seller Central. But once you've got all that ready, I'm going to put in our search string, which if you remember is open square bracket, close square bracket, which gives us this rectangle. We're going to pick a category. I'm going to choose home and kitchen, but you can choose any category you wish that is on our BSR range list, because those are the only categories we recommend, and then click search. Now, as I explained in the previous lesson, Amazon have just changed how they organize the search. So if you are seeing a search bar without the categories, I just want to show you one more time how you start your search. You put in the search string, which is open square bracket, close square bracket, and then you click search, because remember, there's no way of selecting your category at this point. Then once the page is loaded, you come to the left-hand sidebar, go down about halfway, and you'll see a link that says see all 36 departments. Now it might say a different number, but essentially you want to just click on that. It's going to show us all the categories, and then we just select the one we want. To start off this lesson, we started with home and kitchen, so I just click on home and kitchen. Now this won't affect your searches, it's just an extra little step you need to do each time you want to use a different category. But let's carry on with the lesson. Now, before we get started, the way Amazon display these searches is a little bit weird. While this search string does help us show as many products as possible in this category, you're also going to see anomalies. Firstly, it's not going to go in order. So you're not going to see BSR go from 1 to 100,000 or however many products there are in that category. It's going to jump around. You're going to see 1,000 on one page, 7 on the next. It's just the way it is. Because of that, we do need to go through as many pages as we can. And that's where your patience comes in. Now another thing is it will show products that have a different top level category. If you notice the first product here, the Bounty paper towels, it's actually number 1 in health and personal care. So that's a different category than the one we're searching in. However, if that happens, if we see a product we're interested in that appears like that, in other words, you're searching in one category and it shows top level for another category, then you would just use the BSR range for that other category. But don't worry, we're going to be seeing examples of this. Now I'm going to scroll through a couple of pages to show you how it all works, and then I'm going to pause the video and scroll through pages and identify products, start the video again to show you each individual product, because literally scrolling through 10, 20, 30 pages will probably put you to sleep. But you'll see what I mean when we get going. Once you're in your category, you've put the search in. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, find price, you'll see it in the left sidebar here. We're going to put in $18.99. I know the limit's $19, but there are a lot of products at $18.99, so I'm going to put that in. And then $70, because if you remember from the ASM criteria lesson, that's our price range. So I'm going to put those two figures in and click go. Now one other thing you'll notice is the pages might take a little bit longer to load because they have to load the DS Amazon QuickView app information too. So you just need to be patient and let them load. So I'm going to start scrolling down now. You can see we've got 1 in health and personal care, 58. Obviously these BSR numbers are way too low for us. Just going to keep going. They're all too low right now. And we're still not seeing anything. Because all these numbers, you can see I've just stopped for a second. 51 in home and kitchen, 19 in home improvements. I know that's too low even though it's a different category. 67 in home and kitchen. As you can tell, these numbers are all too low. In other words, the BSR number is too low. But we'll just keep on going. We're starting to climb now. We've got 154 there. We've got 461 in gift cards. Gift cards is not one of our categories, so we're going to ignore that. So you get to the bottom with no results, you're just going to click next page. And we're just going to keep scrolling again. I did warn you, this is a bit boring just watching me scroll through pages, but as I said, once we get to the end of this page, I'll actually pause the video and start jumping ahead to find examples of good products and also examples of products to avoid. You can see here this one's taken an awful long time to load, so it might not even be able to find that BSR, but we'll just keep going. Just going to keep going. 8 in home and kitchen, a little bit closer to 209 in health and personal care, 21. So the more pages you go through, the more the numbers will start to rise. I'm just going to go through one more page. So we're actually on page 3 right now. And there's our first one. So it's 1670 in home and kitchen. Okay, so it's kind of fitting in. We got 1985 for the price. It's 1670 in home and kitchen. I'm going to put my mouse over the image and it will show us more information. Product dimensions, they're fine. And the weight is definitely fine. So although I'm pretty sure this is not going to be a viable option, we're actually going to use it as our first example. So we're actually going to go to Google Sheets. Now you can see I've opened a page here, but we'll go to it. So you just need to go and log into Google Sheets. Now the column headers, we've got product URL, keyword, don't worry, we'll explain that. Category, which is straightforward, price, BSR. Those are all for your primary product. And then we've got URL2, BSR2, URL3, and BSR3. These are basically the URL and BSR of our competing products. And then we've got reviews, which is our primary product. 2 and 3 are our competing products. And finally, profit margin. So if we go back to Amazon now, this is the product that matches our initial criteria. And basically, we want to get the URL. To get the URL, you put your mouse cursor over the title or name of the product. You right click and click copy link address. Then we're going to go back to our sheet. We're going to paste it into the first box. Now, the only information we need is up to the end of the ASIN number, which is Amazon's way of numbering products. And this is it here. It starts with a B and it'll be a range of numbers and letters. And for all these URLs, you'll see that, and then a / and then REF. We can remove everything from REF onwards, including the REF, and it just makes the URL shorter. All that other information, we don't need it. I'm going to leave the keyword for now. The category, see there, 1670 in home and kitchen. So we go back. I'm going to put HK, shorthand for home and kitchen. And remember the BSR was 1670. So I put that in. And the price, 1985. Put that in. And the last thing we can put in to save us doing it later is the number of reviews. This one's got 3,187. So that is the reason I strongly suspect it's not going to be an option, but we're going to record it for now because what we do in the next 2 lessons will show whether it's going to be viable or not. However, once you get familiar with these 3 steps, you could literally do it right now. So you would go and find the competing products right now, and that would enable you to either rule it out or rule it in. Until you learn the process, we're going to do it separately. So let's keep going. 38, 85, 32, 10, 80. So we've got this one here at 2012 in home and kitchen. So that matches our BSR rank. The price is right. However, this type of product, you can see it's called a steel travel mug, which is essentially a kind of flask, but it's on our products to avoid list. So I'm going to avoid it and keep going. And I've got to the bottom of the page again. This first one, Green Mountain Coffee Pumpkin Spice Keurig K-Cups. Green Mountain combined with Keurig are both huge brands. It's not something we're going to try and compete with. 1288 in home and kitchen, and it's a breathable mattress protector. Let's have a quick look at the size. I definitely don't think those dimensions are right, so I'm actually just going to avoid that, and that's gut feeling, and that's going to happen to you every now and again. And we've got bed skirt here, matches the criteria, matches the price. Pretty sure this is going to be dominated by brands, but I don't know for sure. So right click on the title, copy the link address, go to the sheet, paste it in, remove everything from the referrer onwards from the URL. The category was home and kitchen. We want the price and the BSR. BSR is 1964 and 1999. and it had 1449 reviews. So we've got 2. So let's go back. So I'm going to continue scrolling through. I'm going to pause the video and just isolate products as I go through, and then each time I find one that's a good example of a viable product or a good example of one we shouldn't go for, I'm going to start the video again and show you the examples. And I'll also tell you each time what page I'm on, so you've got a rough idea of how far you do have to go. Now I've made this page 9 and I wanted to show you a quick example. And by the way, you can always see where I am. Here, straight after the Amazon.com, you'll see PG_9. That is actually the page I'm on. But I'll try and remember to tell you every time which page I'm on. But it's this product here, the Simple Human Mini Round Step Trash Can. So you can see it's 663 in home and kitchen, so it matches our criteria. It's $19.99, so it matches our price. But if I put my mouse over the image, you can see the product dimensions are 10 by 7.6 by 12.1. That's so close to oversize, it might actually be over oversize. So I'm going to say it's too big. Even though it's under the 3 pounds, combining the weight and the dimensions, it just makes the product too big. Trying to ship 100, 200, 500, 1,000 of these is going to be prohibitive in terms of cost. So I'm going to carry on searching. And there's an anomaly. We've gone from what, just under 400 to 20,000. And that's what I mean about having to scroll through so many pages. And I've got to the bottom of the page. Here is wanting home and kitchen. But if we look at it straight away, 14.8 pounds. And it's huge, which you can probably get just from looking at the title. But I'm going to pause the video, carry on moving through and find some more examples for you. So I've made it all the way to page 15 without finding anything. And what I mean by that is all the products I found were either on the products to avoid list, or were too heavy, or didn't match the BSR. But this one does. You can see here, and we're looking at the Miravana Fogless Shower Mirror. It's $19.95. It's got 484 reviews, and it's $16.72 in home and kitchen. So we'll just check the weight. It's 10.4 ounces, and the dimensions are fine. So I'm going to right click on the title again. I'm going to click copy link address. I'm going to go back to our sheet. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to remove everything from referrer onwards. It's in home and kitchen. BSR is $16.72. The price was $19.95, and it's got 484 reviews. So we filled in another product. Now, one thing I didn't mention before. You'll notice that if you're scrolling up and down, all the images will fly open. You'll get all these boxes. An easy way around that is to have your mouse cursor over here on the left. You can see where the arrow gets big in a second. There you go. So keep it over there on the left and scroll from there. And that way you won't keep getting interrupted by the pop-ups appearing. But I'm going to carry on going. And the first one up is 481 in home and kitchen. So that's fine. The price is good. Everything else fits. So we have another product. I'm going to right click. Copy the link address, paste it in, remove everything after REF. It was 481 in home and kitchen. It was $24.95, and it had 328 reviews. So the next product in line is this Winix True HEPA +4 replacement filters. So replacement parts are not something I would ever look at. Yes, it does match the range, and yes, it does match the price. However, replacement filters are normally going to come from big brands, or it's going to come from a company that's all they do. It's very rare you're going to find a replacement for any big brand that's going to be viable, and also you're probably going to run into trademark or patent issues. So for replacement parts, for other tools, other appliances, that kind of thing, you just want to leave them alone. So Ziploc Space Bag, going to assume that's going to be dominated by brands, but you can see it's got 2,141 reviews. If we look at it, it's right on our weight limit, and it's a big product. It might not quite make it into oversized, but it's still going to be pretty big. So I am going to move on because I know there's plenty of other products. So I'm going to pause the video and carry on moving. Okay, so I've gone a bit further down that page and I've found another product that matches our criteria. It's this ComLife orthopedic knee pillow. You can see it's $9.25 in home and kitchen. The only thing that worries me a little bit about this one is the size. If we take a look at it, it's 9.8 by 7.9 by 6.3, 8 ounces. So it's obviously very light. And I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps this might be vacuum packed, so it might actually be quite small. But it matches all our criteria. It's got a lot of reviews, but remember that doesn't mean the competing products will have. So I'm going to copy this one. I'll just do one more example of how we do this, and then when I find products in future, I will just go and fill the information out after showing you the product. But I'm going to copy the link address, paste it in, go to the URL up here, find the REF, remove it and everything after it. It's in Home and Kitchen. It's $23.95. The BSR was $9.25 and it had 1260 reviews. And our next product that I'm seeing right here is the OXO Good Grip Simply Tear Standing Paper Towel Holder. It's $24.64, so the price is right. $15.40. It's very competitive reviews wise, but the competing products might not be. It's $4.62 in Home and Kitchen, so it matches. So this is another good one for us to grab to compare with competing products. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this information in and then come back. Okay, so I'm on page 21 and another one's popped up. You can see this chin supporting travel pillow. It's $30 basically. It's got 148 reviews, so that's quite low. And it's at $25.06 in Home and Kitchen. So I'm going to take this one as another potential one. I'll go and fill in the information and then come back. Okay, so I'm now on page 37. Okay, so it just shows you how many pages you need to scroll through. Now, it's worth mentioning that Home and Kitchen is especially like this because not only is it a massive category, but also has a lot of products on our products to avoid list, because obviously there's a lot of electric products for starters. But very important you don't try skipping pages, jumping a couple of pages ahead. This can be very relaxing. If you just slowly scroll through all these pages, you don't have to do it all at one go. Do it for 15-20 minutes, go away, do something else, come back and continue from the same place. It is very important that you're patient and, again, methodical. Okay, so I found another product, Sciatic Nerve Pain Relief Knee Pillow. It's $23.90. It's $7.70 in Home and Kitchen. It's got just over 1,000 reviews. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into our product sheet. And then when I come back, I'm actually going to go to a different category because you're probably bored stiff by now watching me go through Home and Kitchen. So I'm going to go to another category and go look for some opportunities there. Okay, so let's go to a new category. So I'm going to scroll up to the top. Let's try Sports and Outdoors. Okay, so I've still got my brackets in there. I'm going to click Search. If you do change categories at any time, you want to go down and make sure that your price range is still in there. You can see mine isn't. So I put them in and I'm going to click Go. Now what you'll notice here is it's put it in single file. In other words, they put one product underneath the other instead of having 3 products across. Now if you prefer to search this way, you can. You certainly get less issues with boxes popping up. However, personally, I like to have more results on the screen. I find it's faster. So what you can do is you come up here by sort by relevance. You'll see up here in the top right, you'll see there's 2 icons. These will change how it's laid out. So if I click on these 4 squares, you can see it's now showing me more products in a line. I personally prefer to search this way, but it's completely up to you. However, if you're about 10 pages in, don't change it because it will actually take you back to the first page. But let's have a look in Sports and Outdoors. Now, we know that the first few pages are probably going to be devoid of any products. I'm actually going to pause the video and start scrolling through and see where our first example shows up. And the first one's popped up. You can see up here on page 3. And it's this portable camping hammock. It's $19.99. It's got 139 reviews, so that's not too bad. And it's $29.58 in Sports and Outdoors. So I'm going to go ahead and record this and then come back and continue searching. And I just wanted to show you that I'm not being lazy and that I am actually filling these in. You can see, there we go. And the SO, Sports and Outdoors, pretty straightforward. But let's go back to Amazon. So I've got to page 9 and I want to show you this product as a specific example. And it's this October Moon Original 2nd Generation Full Face Snorkel. You can see it's got $38.99 to $59.99. That probably is going to mean this product's got variations. And if you remember from the products to avoid, one of the general product types was avoiding variations. However, I'm going to show you this one. Obviously it matches all the criteria. But I'm going to open it in a new tab so I can show you that it is a product with variations. And you can see them right here. Basically it's got variations in color and also in size. So normally I would stay away from this, but I'm actually going to use this as an example so we can take a look at it when we look for competing products. And it's not too bad because it's only got 6 colors and 3 sizes. That's still 18. So if you were really interested in this product, then moving forward you would select a color and a size so that you could start with just one product, or at the very least 1 color and 2 sizes. But anyway, I'm going to use this as an example. I'm going to put it into our list and then continue searching. Okay, I've got another good example to show you, and that's this product here, the Fidget Spinner Toy White Super, whatever the rest of the title is. So you can see it's 1147 in Toys and Games, even though we're searching in Sports and Outdoors. Now 1147 in Toys and Games actually is inside the BSR range for that category. And the price is good, and the reviews are 65. So I'm actually going to go and record this one, even though it's in a different top category, because it matches the BSR for that top category. So I'll record this and then I'll carry on. I'm going to stop the lesson and carry on searching. I'm going to look to try and get 20-25 primary products for us to work with in the next lesson. And in the next lesson, we'll take our primary products and I'll show you how to go ahead and find competing products to check viability. So you've completed step 1. And you should keep going until you have at least 20 products, preferably more. And then the next lesson, as I said, will be checking viability. Now, this might remove your entire list of primary products. If so, you just need to rinse and repeat. It's nothing to be worried about. The more you do this, the faster you'll get at it, but also the better you'll get at recognizing opportunities. So now you've built your list of at least 20 primary products. In the next lesson, you're going to learn how to find competing products for each of your primary products for your list. So your action step, make sure you have built your list of at least 20 primary products. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.